This is Valley View News.
The Space Shuttle Endeavour has made the 3-day journey to the California Science Center in Los Angeles. Some undocumented immigrants could get a California driver license under a recently passed law. And the new rainbow crosswalks in West Hollywood cost $67,000 to install, and not everyone thinks the money was well spent.
Welcome to Valley View News. I'm Jorge Alfaro.
And I'm Maribel Serrano. The shuttle Endeavour was first launched into space 20 years ago. It logged nearly 300 days in orbit. Now the retired craft has made its way through the streets of Los Angeles.
We have team coverage from Valley View News reporters Tasneem Hanafi and Emily Davies. Tasneem is in the newsroom with more.
It was quite a long weekend with constant delays, but it was a great celebration. Emily Davies and I followed the Endeavour as it moved through Los Angeles.
You may have thought seeing a space shuttle atop a Boeing 747 was an impressive sight. It was, but the second half of its homecoming travels was another thing entirely. The Endeavour spent about a month at LAX airport. Around 2 o'clock in the morning on October 12th, it starts making its way out of the airport and through city streets to its permanent home at the California Science Center. The shuttle has a wingspan of 78 feet and a body length of 122, making for an exceptionally difficult endeavor. It took 9 months of planning and coordination to remove signs, trees, light posts, and other obstructions, as well as fortifying streets to take on the weight of the shuttle.
We then laid over 2,700 metal plates, each of them weighing over 3,000 pounds, totaling more than 9 million pounds of steel to protect the streets of Los Angeles.
The venture has rung up quite a bill, too, but donors like Linda Ocean and her late husband's foundation gave generously.
It's my husband's love: astronomy, space, travel, math, children, inspiration. It's everything that he loved rolled into one.
The Science Center has received about half of its $200 million fundraising goal. This will pay for Endeavour's trip from Florida, building a temporary hangar, and constructing a new permanent building for the shuttle called the Samuel Ocean Air and Space Center. The first leg of Endeavour's trip was only about 1.5 miles, but it took the shuttle nearly 6 hours to reach its first stop, going at no more than 2 miles an hour. Head of the Science Center, Jeff Rudolph, traveled along with Endeavour and says this is more than just a shuttle.
Kids wanting to become astronauts, wanting to study science, and that's what we're really in this for.
Despite the early hours, people crowded the sidewalks to catch a glimpse of history.
There's a lot of people that are missing this because they're sleeping, but they should be here, and it's great because this is like history, it's history, and we're part of it.
Now the shuttle Endeavour is going to stay here for about 9 hours before it gets back on its road trip to the California Science Center. And that's when we're going to meet up with Tasneem.
This crowd in Inglewood is trying to wake up and keep warm to watch history as the Endeavour shuttle crawls 12 miles through the city on its 26th and final mission.
I am excited. It's a beautiful orbiter. And actually we were on Manchester and Inglewood since 12 o'clock last night, looking at it, waiting for it. It moved 1 block in 3 hours.
At around 7:30, the shuttle crawls around the corner, and people say the sight is definitely worth waking up for on a Saturday morning.
This is a historical moment. This is once in a lifetime.
It's huge. That's about it's really big and it's amazing to see.
Before the shuttle continues its trip through LA, astronaut Gregory Johnson, who piloted the Endeavour, took a moment to tell us what it's like to fly into space.
Sensory overload, sound, light, acceleration, vibration. It was a crazy ride.
The shuttle has started its trek again through the city and over to the Science Center. Endeavour was scheduled to get to the Science Center at Exposition Park around 8 o'clock that night, but the trip was delayed.
Well, there's been about a 5.5-hour delay, so it might get here around 1 in the morning.
Despite this information, some people are deciding to stay at Exposition Park and wait for the shuttle.
We're here until it comes in. Until it comes in. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning, we're here until it comes in.
How about 5 o'clock in the morning?
Fine.
Yeah. I have to have those pictures for my grandson.
But the shuttle didn't arrive at 1 in the morning, and even at 5 in the morning, the runway toward its resting place was still empty. And again, people were waiting all morning long for the Endeavour's arrival. Emily Davies was there to catch the final leg of the trip.
Many of the people who said they would stay as long as it takes didn't. But these ladies did.
It's going to be a relief, but it's going to be great too.
I agree. I'm just, again, just still so excited. It's history. You can't not be excited about it.
All of that waiting paid off. By noon, 16 hours after its scheduled arrival, the space shuttle finally makes an appearance. It took Endeavor another 2 hours of squeezing around buildings and trees to make it to this point. The total time and delays was about 17 hours.
At one point, I know they had a hydraulic fluid leak, and I saw them cleaning that up, and I knew that was a little bit of a delay. But I think the big delay was trying to get the giant shuttle with its 78-foot wingspan through all those trees on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
But who is going to pay for the extra crews in overtime?
The Science Center is raising the money, and they've committed. We have an agreement that will be fully compensated for our costs. And so we'll hold them to that.
Despite that setback, the shuttle made its way onto the steel plates and into the temporary hangar.
After 25 missions to outer space and 4,671 orbits around planet Earth, Endeavour has completed its final voyage, mission number 26.
That was Emily Davies reporting. The Endeavour will be on display for the public at the California Science Center at the end of this month. The center hopes to have a permanent structure for it by 2017, where the shuttle will be in an upright position. Anyone who plans to visit the museum should reserve tickets early to avoid waiting in line. Back to you in the studio.
President Obama and candidate Mitt Romney will be having a town hall debate focused on answering questions from the audience. Both men have held several town hall meetings, but neither of them excelled in that type of setting. The scheduled debate will take place at Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York. Obama is expected to show the fire and flash he was lacking in his first debate in Denver. Romney must show that he will be an effective commander-in-chief while relating to the average voter. Obama relied strongly on the town hall format during his first bid for the White House, but eventually backed away from them for security reasons. The debate will be tightly controlled, but those close to Obama hope that he will still be able to connect with the audience. Romney has sometimes struggled with the town hall setting, but those events have also shown some of his best attributes.
An outspoken timeshare mogul says he may lay off employees if President Barack Obama is reelected. Westgate Resort CEO David Siegel surprised thousands of his employees in an email he sent about the possible layoffs. Siegel says when Obama was elected, his company was making billions of dollars a year in sales with 12,000 employees. Now his company has 7,000 employees. Some analysts say Siegel should never have sent such an email to his workers.
Pennsylvania Senator Arlen Specter has died from lymphoma. Specter began his public life as an investigator of the Kennedy assassination. The senator was a former prosecutor, often described as demanding and abrasive. He switched political parties twice in his career. Once in 1965 from Democrat to Republican, he changed again in 2009 from Republican to Democrat. The senator was the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, a supporter of women's rights, and a medical research advocate. He was 82.
California may become the first state to grant driver's license to undocumented immigrants. Valley View News reporter Stephanie Caballero has more on the story.
Governor Jerry Brown signed a law directing the Department of Motor Vehicles to grant licenses to illegal immigrants. Licenses will only be available to those who qualify for the Federal Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. The Deferred Action program is limited to those who were brought into the U.S. under the age of 16 and who are currently under 30 years old. There are also other qualifications that have to be met.
I think that's a great thing, it's 2012.
I don't think that's a good idea because, they came here illegally, so it's not fair for, everyone else.
It's definitely a positive. There's a lot of people that are willing to devote and dedicate their lives to this country.
No, I don't think it's okay. I feel like they should get citizenship before they get their license. It's like skipping that whole little process.
Well, I think that's perfectly fine because I feel like since they've been here since they were born, this is the lifestyle that they live in.
Assemblyman Gil Cedillo proposed the bill, however, he was not available for comment. But in a statement released to the LA Times, he says he wrote the bill to allow young immigrants to drive to school and work and to make the roads safer. The program is expected to cost more than $585 million and require the hiring of hundreds of new federal employees. There are as many as 450,000 undocumented Californians that may qualify for licenses under the new law. In Woodland Hills, Stephanie Caballero, Valley View News.
Police in Denver are asking for help to find a killer. Authorities found the body of a 10-year-old girl in a park. She had disappeared while walking to school. Law enforcement officials continue to search the area, trying to find clues to the girl's killer.
A U.S. military judge must rule on how 5 Guantanamo prisoners can use classified material in their trial. Prosecutors have asked the judge to prevent the release of classified information during the trial of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and the others. Mohammed is the alleged mastermind of the 9/11 attacks. Defense lawyers say the proposed order will prevent the public from learning what happened to the 5 prisoners during their interrogation. The judge's ruling on the protective order must be made before the case can move forward.
Weapons being sent to Syrian rebels may be reaching the wrong hands. America has been helping deliver arms to rebel groups fighting Syria's oppressive government. The U.S. wants those weapons going to rebels fighting for democracy, but assessments of the Syrian conflict show that most of the arms are landing in the hands of handline jihadists, groups that may be hostile to the U.S.
A brave man skydives from 25 miles above the Earth's surface. His fans call him Fearless Felix. Felix Baumgartner took a 2.5-hour balloon ride to the edge of space. Then, with 8 million people watching on YouTube, he jumped from 128,000 feet up, breaking a world record. Fearless Felix free fell for more than 4 minutes. He broke the sound barrier and hit a top speed of 833 miles an hour. He opened his parachute and landed safely in the New Mexico desert.
People get celebrity treatment, hair, makeup, and more at the Grove. And the Rolling Stones announced concert dates for their 50 and counting tour coming up after the break.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
They walked out looking more glamorous than when they went in, feeling better too. Maribel reports on the annual Red Book to Red Carpet event at the Grove.
People lined up at the Grove on Saturday for the ultimate VIP treatment. Red Book magazine offered makeovers, hairstyles, and hand massages all for free.
I'm giving away samples, we have hair consultations, we have a braiding bar today, so it's all kind of about like red carpet, VIP, glamorous.
People walking by couldn't help but stop by the event to enjoy the music and get spoiled for the day.
Had to go to the AT&T store and saw the event going on. Was like, oh, that's really cool, got really excited, got some free Mary Kay stuff, and I was like, why not get my hair done today?
We were just walking by, we came by for my birthday and just decided to spend the day, and we noticed so many people were going around with the gift bags and stuff, and so we just decided to line up.
The event also featured a green room for people to enter sweepstakes and a swag suite where people could pick up free product samples and these red makeup purses. After a day of pampering and fun, people could go to the Red Book backdrop for red carpet style photos. And this is the last stop for the Red Book event, as they have already visited New York and Chicago. But if you missed out this time, don't worry, they'll be back next year.
Okay, so as you can see, I got my hair done, my makeover, I got my free goodie bag, and my clutch purse. The only thing left to do is to take a picture with the Red Book backdrop. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and end the day. From the Grove, Maribel Serrano for Valley View News.
Here's the scoop.
The Rolling Stones will celebrate a half-century of being the Rolling Stones, with shows in the United States and overseas. Dennis Aru has more on this and other stories in his entertainment report.
The Rolling Stones are marking their 50th anniversary with a series of concerts in London and the New York area. The rock and roll band will perform 2 concerts in London in November and 2 in Newark, New Jersey in December. Lead singer Mick Jagger hinted to the BBC that the performances might be part of a larger tour. The last time the Rolling Stones went on tour was in late 2007. That tour went on to be the second highest grossing of all time. President Obama's weighing in on the feud between American Idol judges Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj. Miami radio host Michael Yo asked the president what he thought of the dueling divas. Obama responded by saying he is confident the 2 artists will be able to work things out, adding he is all about bringing people together. The president says he knows Carey very well, but has not met Minaj, but he does have her on his iPod. For the second time in a row, Taken 2 was #1 at the box office, bringing in over $22.5 million. That brings the Liam Neeson thriller to a gross of $88.6 million so far. Ben Affleck's Argo was close behind in second with $20 million. In third was the Ethan Hawke horror film Sinister with $18.3 million. Hotel Transylvania and Here Comes the Boom round out the top 5. Record-breaking Olympic sprinter Usain Bolt made a guest appearance on Saturday Night Live. Bolt appeared at the end of a sketch on the vice presidential debate between Joe Biden and Paul Ryan. Ryan, as played by Taram Killam, claims he won the 100-meter dash at the London Olympics. Bolt then appears on stage and disputes those claims. You might remember it was Bolt who won that gold medal at this summer's Olympics. It turns out rumors of nude pictures of Justin Bieber were a hoax made by the pop star himself. He apparently wanted to drum up publicity for his newest music video. Bieber had claimed that his laptop was stolen and that there was personal video on the computer. The star even went as far as tweeting how upset he was over the incident. There was speculation that there were X-rated pictures on the computer. Bieber said something big relating to the theft would come out on Friday, but that turned out to be his latest music video. Former Miss America host Gary Collins has died in Biloxi, Mississippi. The entertainer's career consisted of roles in The Perry Mason Show, The Love Boat, and Charlie's Angels. He was best known for being the host of the talk show Our Magazine in the 1980s and hosting the Miss America pageant. Collins was 74 and is survived by his 3 children. Television cartoon South Park has been hit with a lawsuit. Xavier Wardlaw is the creator of a show called Lollipop Forest. He says the character in one of the South Park episodes called The Lollipop King is an idea based off his television show. He is suing creators of South Park Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Wardlaw also says Lollipop Forest is a wholesome family show, while the character portrayed in South Park was crude. South Park's creators did not immediately respond to the allegations. Bruce Springsteen will campaign for Barack Obama in the crucial swing states of Iowa and Ohio. Springsteen will perform at rallies across both states in the run-up to the November 6th election. Bill Clinton will accompany the boss at one of the rallies in Ohio. Springsteen's songs are often played at campaign events, and the singer also campaigned for Obama in 2008. Earlier in the year, the rocker claimed he would not campaign for any candidate, but it seems he has changed his mind. That's it for entertainment. Back to you.
A relative of the late superstar Michael Jackson is a performer, but not that well known. Carolina Becerra has the story.
Macy's iHeartRadio Rising Star performance encourages up-and-coming musicians the opportunity to showcase their musical talents. Singer Austin Brown was one of the talented artists who performed in the showcase. The name Austin Brown may not ring a bell for many, but for some, he's best known for being the youngest son of Rebbe Jackson and nephew to the late Michael Jackson. Like many musicians, Brown embraced his love for music at an early age. And by the time he was 18, he received his first record deal with Interscope Records. The talented musician and producer continued to follow in his family's footsteps. Brown explains how it feels to come from such a talented family.
It's very inspiring because you're around a lot of great people who make music, so it just makes you want to make more music and make great music as well.
He describes his biggest influences and explains his style of singing.
It's very abstract. I just try to do what inspired me to make music, so it's anywhere from soul, rock, pop, to even maybe a little jazz influence. Next is a show tomorrow at Spoken Word and then radio promo tour.
Austin Brown has a funky signature style that he describes as a soulful and energetic. He has performed in multiple venues and has earned himself a legion of dedicated fans around the world. Not only is Brown's voice reminiscent of the famous king of pop, he also inherited some of his dance moves. Although he may not have the legendary Jackson's last name, Austin Brown is ready to shine and has proven he can carry on the family business for the next generation.
The future looks bright for this rising star. Watch out for Austin Brown's radio promo tour in a city near you. I'm Carolina Becerra from Culver City for Valley View News.
West Hollywood has a couple new crosswalks. Some people like them and some don't. And there's just 4 teams left. The league championship series get underway in baseball. All that and much more after the break.
When tragedy struck Indonesia and Haiti, the world responded. The famine, war, and drought affecting the Horn of Africa right now is larger than both these crises combined, and the world should be paying attention. Text a donation of $10, but do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know. Forward from our site, forward on Facebook, and forward on Twitter. We are the relief.
West Hollywood is home to the first of its kind permanent rainbow crosswalks. Construction began less than 2 weeks ago, and the installation has just been completed. Valley View News reporter Claudia Alaniz has a story and reactions.
These rainbow crosswalks are made of big sheets of specially made plastic. They span one intersection in WeHo's Boys Town neighborhood. City officials say they'll last for 15 years before they require any repairs. But some folks in WeHo say the money should have been spent on more urgent needs.
Rainbows like these are seen all over West Hollywood. They are a symbol of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender pride. But none are quite as costly as these rainbow crosswalks at the intersection of Santa Monica and San Vicente Boulevards. Construction on the crosswalks took just over a week and cost West Hollywood more than $67,000. And the reviews are mixed.
Fabulous. No more question, it's fabulous. $67,000 is a lot of money.
Other West Hollywood residents agree. They believe the money could have gone to something the city needed.
Yeah, one of the many things, education, fixing roads. That could have went, I suppose, towards the homeless. We probably could have raised money, to be honest. The community itself could have raised money to actually have that painted.
Others see the crosswalks as a positive addition and a great symbol of gay pride.
I think they give a little bit more life to West Hollywood. I think it shows more of the gay lifestyle at West Hollywood.
Honestly, any type of city improvement is worthwhile just because LA itself is very drab, so it needs something to spice it up.
The crosswalks have skid-resistant paint, extra reflective markings, and new asphalt. City officials say the crosswalks are also slip and slide resistant, less likely to fade, and easier to clean. They say the crosswalks serve as the entrance to the city's Pride Festival, the largest gathering of the LGBT community in Southern California.
City officials praise the crosswalks. They say they are an important and powerful way to brand the city as a gay destination. To gain the crosswalks some attention, the city is asking visitors to use the Twitter hashtag WeHoRainbow when visiting them. The artist who came up with the idea for the rainbow crosswalks wants to show them off. Martin Duvander is hosting an art exhibit to celebrate them at the James Gray Gallery in Santa Monica. Back to you.
Major soda makers will begin listing calorie counts on vending machines next year. San Antonio and Chicago will be the first cities to have the calorie labels created by companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Critics say it's just a way for soda companies to avoid special taxes that are being proposed to fight obesity. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel says he doesn't want to impose taxes or size limits on soft drinks. The calorie-conscious vending program is expected to expand nationwide.
October baseball is in full swing. After an incredible first round, only 4 teams remain. The Giants, Cardinals, Yankees, and Tigers will battle to see who goes to the 2012 World Series. New York hosted Detroit in Game 1 of the ALCS.
We go to the top of the 6th. Prince Fielder breaks a scoreless tie with an RBI single to center field. Tigers up 1-0.
The Yankees threaten in the bottom of the inning, but A-Rod's struggles continues as he strikes out with runners on. You can hear the chorus of boos rain down on Yankee Stadium. To the top of the 8th we go. Delman Young smacks a line drive home run into the left field seats. Tigers added another run in the inning to take a 4-0 lead. We go to the 9th now. The Yankees are on the comeback. Suzuki gets the Yankees close with a 2-run shot. Yankees down 4-2. A few batters later, Raul Ibanez comes up. He could be the tying run. And he sends a drive in a deep right field for a 2-run home run to tie the game. Are you kidding me? It stayed that way until the 12th. Delman Young breaks the tie with a double. The Tigers would add another run and hold on to take Game 1, 6-4. In Game 2 of the ALCS, we had a pitcher's duel. The Yankees' Hiroki Kuroda squared off against the Tigers' Anibal Sanchez. Let's check out the action. Kuroda gets Miguel Cabrera swinging to end the first inning. Here's more from Kuroda. He strikes out a Tiger to end the second frame, and another to end the third. Kuroda's perfect through 5. To the 6th inning we go. The Tigers break up Kuroda's perfect game bid with a clean base hit up the middle. Kuroda finished the night striking out 11 through 7 2/3 innings. In the 8th inning, the Tigers break through. Omar Infante with the bloop hit to right to score a run. Tigers up 2-0. Next batter, Miguel Cabrera, lines an RBI base hit to pad the Tigers' lead. Detroit wins Game 2 and now leads the best-of-7 series 2-0. The San Francisco Giants hosted the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 1 of the NLCS. We go to the 2nd. David Freese sends a soaring drive into left center field for a 2-run bomb. Cards up now 2-0. We skip to the 4th now. Carlos Beltran comes through with a 2-run shot, this time over the left field wall. Cards up 6-0. The Giants strike back in the bottom of the inning. Gregor Blanco hits a booming double in the gap to drive in 2 runs. Giants down 6-3. We go to the 9th with the Giants trailing by 2, but Mark Scutaro grounds out to first base. The Cards hold on to take Game 1, 6-4. In college football, the USC Trojans played the Huskies in Washington. Let's go to the highlights. It's 2nd down and 6 at the 11-yard line. Silas Redd takes the handoff from Matt Barkley and barrels through the Husky defense for the touchdown. Trojans up 10-zip. Washington answers in the closing minutes of the first quarter. Keith Price finds Casey Williams in the end zone. The USC lead is cut to 3. To the second quarter we go now. Barkley finds tight end Xavier Grimble in the end zone for the 18-yard TD. Trojans now up 17-10. Later in the half, the Huskies' punt attempt is blocked by Anthony Brown. Brown picks up the loose ball and runs it in for the touchdown. The Trojans hold on to win 24-14. And now for some local Matador sports. The men's soccer team beat UC Riverside in double overtime 1-0 on Breast Cancer Awareness Night. The Matadors now hold first place in the Big West standings. The women's soccer team came away with a 1-0 victory over Santa Barbara. The ladies are 5th place now in the Big West Conference. And that's it for sports. Back to you guys.
Scientists say hydrogen carried by solar wind may have formed trace amounts of water found on the moon's surface. The scientists reanalyzed lunar soil samples and say the hydrogen was carried in by solar wind. Low amounts of hydrogen were previously found in the samples, but more has been discovered over the past 4 years. Researchers think there may also be solar wind hydrogen on planets like Mercury and on some asteroids.
Thanks for watching Valley View News. I'm Jorge Alfaro.
And I'm Maribel Serrano. We'll see you next week.